Hello, my friends. My name is Jack Descartes, and this is Sentinel Circle. Thank you for being here today. I appreciate it. We're going to go ahead. We got a couple of articles today, and this is kind of the overarching aspect that I want to discuss here. So, we're going to start with a history lesson, and this is an older article back in December 13th, 2024, so earlier last year, or earlier, however you want to word it, whatever, I don't care. So, if you remember, OnlyFans star Lily Phillips breaks down in tears after revealing she slept with 100 men in one day. OnlyFans star Lily Phillips documents sleeping with over 100 men in one day in a new documentary and has plans for a larger goal next month. We're not going to read the whole article, but I just want to bring up the fact that, this woman had relations with 100 men. This is kind of like the start of a disturbing trend, and it really exploded within the last week. Okay, but basically, Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue, they used to be friends. They've since are in a beef with each other because apparently Lily believes that Bonnie Blue stole her idea, right? We're going to talk about Bonnie Blue here in a second, but it's just a disturbing trend that I'm starting to see, and we need to address it. So she did a documentary with this guy, Josh Peters or something like that, titled "I Slept with 100 Men in One Day." She basically talked about how back in October of last year, she created a bunch of content with multiple men. The one clip that apparently went viral, I didn't see the clip. I'm not going to show it here because, the copyright's becoming a problem right now, so we're just not going to even touch it. In fact, let me kill this video too. The model can be, in the one clip that's gone viral, the model can be seen breaking down in tears after she says she felt somewhat robotic sleeping with that many people in one day. I can't say I sympathize, but sure. I mean, I'm sure there's a point where it's just another day in the office, but what do I know? I think by the 30th, when we're getting on a bit, I've got a routine of how we're going to do this, and sometimes you disassociate, and it's not like normal intercourse at all. In my head right now, I can think of like 5, 6, 10 guys that I remember, and that's it. But it's just weird, isn't it? If I didn't have the videos, I wouldn't have known I've done 100. Oh, God. Ugh. Now, following the release of the documentary, Phillips revealed that she had plans to be the first woman to sleep with 1,000 men in 24 hours. And that's where this kind of started here. On November 5th, Phillips shared a TikTok stating that she was currently in training for her 1,000 men goal, which she hopes to achieve by January 2025. She noted that on December 15th, she will be taking on 300 men, which she said is the most amount of guys I've ever done. It's going to be hard, but in comparison to the 1,000 guys, this should be light work, she said in her TikTok. Okay, so, whoa. Jesus. This is just talking about, the STD aspect. Anyway, so if I recall correctly, she did not go through with it. It was the next step, which was Bonnie Blue here. So OnlyFans Bonnie Blue says she broke record having intercourse with over 1,000 men in 12 hours. OnlyFans Bonnie Blue shared she broke a record after sleeping with 1,057 men in 12 hours and was feeling fine after the encounters, saying, "It just feels like I've had a heavy day in the bed." Oh, God. Okay. Holy Mary. The OnlyFans model revealed that she had intercourse with 1,057 men in 12 hours. breaking the record previously held by adult film star Lisa Sparks, who in 2004 had intercourse with 919 men in one day. Over 1,000 men in one day, Bonnie posted to her Instagram January 12th. Thank you to all the barely legal, barely breathing, and the husbands. Lord. In the video accompanying her post, Bonnie shared how she was feeling after finishing the feat, noting she was actually doing fine. Just feels like I had a heavy day, which is exactly what I had. I think that if I continued how it did for the first sort of 3-4 hours, I would have struggled. In another video shared to TikTok, the 25-year-old gave a breakdown of what the day had looked like for her. So it started off, I'll give you a bit of an overview. We'll just say trains after trains to start with. The room was absolutely full. Then we did groups of 5, like one after the other group of 5. So multiple groups. This is just sad and disgusting. Good Lord. But Bonnie, whose spree comes after OnlyFans model Lily Phillips decided to be with 100 men in 24 hours, said she also wanted to give people more time and decided to switch over to one-on-ones. One person would watch while I was with somebody, she continued. Then it would literally just be a rotating circle. And while her goal had been 1,000 men, Bonnie actually was with 1,057 men, meaning she spent an average of less than 1 minute per man. Good criminy. I swear there's a point to all this. I'm not doing this just for the shock value, okay? I promise you this. And this does somehow link into the whole men's issues, okay? I promise you this. After she hit 1,000, there were still 57 left in the queue, her PR team said in the statement, where Bonnie wanted to pleasure before ending the 12-hour day. The internet personality was feeling good after her big day, saying in a video posted to TikTok January 12th, "This is what my face looks like after taking 1,000 men in less than 12 hours ago. I told you girls, taking in fluids for moisturizer was good for the skin." Oh my God. Okay. I mean, I'm probably going to have to go wash myself after this. Is gross. And Bonnie is no stranger to sharing information about her private life, as she previously made headlines in 2024 when she revealed that after she slept with a university student as part of a stunt around England, she ended up sleeping with his father as well. Oh my God. I wasn't sure if the dad was going to tell me off when he first arrived. However, it was quite the opposite. He was in fact jealous of his son having been with me a few days prior in Nottingham. Bonnie explained that she was with the son first before moving on to the dad. She's not even that attractive. I don't know what the appeal is. I guess, it's free, so why not? The influencer has talked before about how she thinks sleeping with oh Lord. Okay. Let me reread that because this is quite shocking. The influencer has talked before about how she thinks sleeping with married men actually helps their relationships with their spouses. So this is the woman that did that. And that's really sad. Okay, well, I'm going to end that article here. Does it go any further? Okay, so these are just famous people. Anyway, so the point is she did 1,000 people, 1,057 specifically. So she's now got the record, right? Okay, so now comes with the next article here. And this just came out 2 days ago. Today's the 7th, so this came out 2 days ago. This is from The Sun. Which, okay, The Sun, yeah, we know is a little out there as well. It's titled, "Sick Plan, Vile Bonnie Blue Slammed for Promoting R-Word Culture as She Reveals Plan for Most Disgusting Stunt to Date." She's even planning to try and beat her own record by sleeping with 2,000 men in this stunt. So now we've gone from 100 to 1,000 to now we're talking about 2,000 men. But it gets worse. Let's continue. The adult star has already hit headlines. Yes, we know. She was with 1,057 men. Okay. These are just photos. She then challenged spring break barely legal college boys to see who could give her the best word with a pledge to pay for the tuition to the winner. But now Bonnie has announced her most depraved stunt to date, immediately sparking disgust from people online. She reveals her next challenge during an interview on Kat Baker's podcast, leaving the interview at a loss for words. She's planning on doing, so it says here, she talks about what's next. So with Bonnie Blue replying that she's called it the Bonnie Blues Petting Zoo and said it will be taking place on June 15th. The idea is she's going to be naked and tied up in a glass box, which would be open for the public to do basically whatever they wanted to her. When Kat asked where the box was going to be, Bonnie continued that she'll be in the center of London, but in a house. So basically, the next thing she's going to do, and this is happening in a couple of days, is she's going to tie herself up and put her in herself in a glass box, completely naked. Then she wants to go on and do 2,000 men. After that, I mean, where does this end? You know, first it was 100 in one day, then 1,000 in 12 hours. Now we're talking about 2,000 in a day, right? Well, it gets worse. Elizabeth blog. I plan to sleep with 5,000 men this summer. OnlyFans star Tiffany, Wisconsin brags. You heard that right. 5,000 men. OnlyFans content creator Tiffany, Wisconsin has made headlines after revealing her bold goal for the summer to sleep with 5,000 men. In a video she shared, let me slow down. In a video she shared on her Instagram page last week, Friday, she said, "This summer I was going to be a 2,000 guy challenge, but unfortunately someone is already going to do it, and I don't want to copy or anything, so I'm going to do 5,000. We have officially entered the stage of one-upsmanship on having intercourse with men. Good freaking God, gentlemen. This is sad. This is tragic. This is outrageous." I know I can do it, and it's going to be really hard, but I'm not going to do it in one day. I'm going to do it in the span of a week. So somehow that just makes it slightly better. I'm going to have a team plan it out and plan an itinerary. We're now gonna have appointments. God. Oh, make sure you make your 10:45 appointment with Tiffany, Wisconsin, guys. Oh my goodness. Also, I am going to need a nurse on site because I don't want anything to happen like last time. What happened last time? I'm going to be needing as many men, so please share this with your friends, your family, your coworkers, whoever, to get the word out because I really want to make this happening. I'm going to make history. This is... Okay. The fact that we're talking about that this is history is horrifying. The fact that this record exists is horrifying. I'm gonna just switch over to because honestly, I'm done. The fact that we have entered this stage, and I kind of knew when the whole 100 men thing happened, where this was going. It's now from 100 to 5,000. That's how much of a gap has been created in this. I'm going to call it right here, right now. The next step is 10,000. 10,000. That's the size of a small U.S. city. Think about that. 10,000 is going to be the next step. I'm going to call it here. I am going to call it here right now that 10,000 is the next step. This is disgusting. I know it's kind of antiquated, but the whole sex ed talking point back in high school, when you're with someone, you're with all the people that person's been with. And then you're with the people that those people have been with, and it's just kind of a web after that. Just really think about how big this web is going to be. Oh my God. I'm stunned. I saw this article 2 days ago, and I am stunned. And that's why I'm titling this after the whole James Cameron episode on South Park, where he has to go down the Marianas Trench to find the bar, to try and raise the bar a little bit. Because the bar has gone that low at this point. You're going to have a team plan out your whatever, having just a train of men show up. You have to have a team plan that out for content. This is sad. I have no words at how depraved this is. This is really what it is depraved. I can't begin to explain how horrifying this is. I can't. I don't have words for how bad this is. I don't. I really don't. And gentlemen, look, I hope all of you have enough self-respect to not participate in this. Don't apply for the position. Don't consume the content. None of it. Don't even give them money. Don't give them the clicks. Nothing. It's bad enough that I came and did this for you guys, because I am promoting this just by looking at the links and talking about it. But I think it's important for us to discuss. And I know what this is. The reason why they're making these announcements and stuff is for us to talk about it, because there's no such thing as bad publicity. But the fact that we're here, the fact that we're talking about this, the fact that it's a thing is disgusting. What are we doing? Why are we doing this to ourselves? Why are we degrading ourselves this freaking low? As a species. This is horrifying. I can't even begin to fathom how bad this is. Anyways, I don't know what to say, so I have to end it here, because I'm on the verge of just wanting to be sick. I know this was a shorter video. I appreciate you being here. I really do. But this was dour. I'm look. Before I go, I just want to say I don't care what these people do. They're free people. They can do whatever they want. Okay. But I don't know. I don't know what's worse. The fact that these are ideas, the fact that they're being advertised, or the fact that we're sitting here talking about it. I don't know what's worse. It's kind of a chicken or the egg situation. So I really would encourage everybody here not to entertain this. And in fact, I probably will never talk about it again, because that's how upsetting this was. God, good Lord. What have we become? Anyways, if you, I can't even say, blame anybody for not enjoying this particular video. But if you did enjoy this video, you know, be sure to like and subscribe. Be sure to join the circle. But good Lord, it's bad. It's really bad. So, yeah, just, you know, I try to be on all social media. I try to make sure that I have what you guys have, and, you know, make sure to share, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Comment below, all that stuff. I'm sorry. It's just, my mind is fried from how bad this was. So I'm going to end it here. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to me. Have a good day. Have a good week too, my friends. Thank you so much for being here.